I want to thank you so much for making our time to be here on You Were There Studios.
Thank you, love.
I know that you have seen a lot being on the field. You've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. You've had to deal with very difficult situations. So I'd like for you to share with me one of that trip that you have encountered that you consider the most daring of all your trips and it's unforgettable.
One of the trips that I can call very daring trip I've embarked upon during my 12 years in Christian Broadcasting Network is a trip that we made to Galdumaru in Gombe State about 8 years ago. The first part of the trip was to Kaltungo from Abuja, and we spent the night in Kaltungo with the hope that we will get to the community early enough the following day. The terrain itself to Galdumaru, it's something so challenging. You know, we had to travel all the way from Kaltungo to Adamawa, Lamurde in Adamawa, and then from Lamurde we descended to Karim in Taraba State, meandering in between valleys and rocks and gullies. We had prayed all along that there should be no rain because of these rivers that we need to cross before we get to Galdumaru, but it wasn't so. It rained throughout the night while we were at Katungo, and we had to, we had to travel with the rain up to the bank of the first river.
So when you got to the bank of the river, I'm sure you saw that the river had overflowed. So I'd like to know, what choice did you make and how did you get across to the other side?
We had to make a choice of going ahead, crossing the stream against all odds.
Wait, let me get you right. You saw the river. You knew that this is life-threatening. Like, this could lead to loss of life, property, all the things you came with. What was this passion that made you overlook this fear and the threat ahead and the choice to go ahead in spite of what you were seeing and faced with?
It was a courage from the Lord that gave us that boldness to go ahead, because we know that we didn't send ourselves. He sent us, and we know He's able to see us through.
How easy or how successful was it for you making that cross?
It was quite successful, though we paid dearly also. All of these vehicles that we travel with got stuck inside the river. I had to go to the village and mobilize youths that came and joined hands with us. First and foremost, they lifted all our equipments and drugs and crossed to the other side of the river, and then they now came in and then they began to lift the vehicle and carry the vehicle along, and that was how we were able to cross the river with these equipments and vehicles.
I know some young ladies were with you on that trip. How were they able to get across? Because they were in the vehicle.
Yeah.
When that happened.
So Hefty Guy had to literally back them, put them on their back, and cross the river with them.
So when that happened, you successfully, go through all the challenges that you encountered, but you crossed eventually. How did that impact you? How did that impact your work in the community?
We got there, and miraculously, were able to do a lot. We did 13 surgeries in that community with the stress on our body, because we know we have to travel like all the night. Yeah. Yet we had that energy to set up in the morning and to be able to, we didn't have a place, we used a tent to carry out the surgeries, and they were all successful. It was so packed full, and everybody was happy. The community were happy. We were also happy to have achieved all of this.
I just want to say thank you for all that you do. May the good Lord continue to keep you And may the Lord strengthen you to do even more and reach out to even more communities.
Well, we thank God, love. It's God's work we're doing, and with all pleasure. We will continue to walk while it is day, because the night is coming when no man can walk. So that is our motivation.
And thank you so much for coming and giving us.
Thank you too. Bless you.